Welcome to Politics and Practice News. My name is Kate Gray, and I'm a journalism student at Elon University in Central North Carolina. On this channel, I talk about national, state, and local news and why you should care. Today, I'll be discussing the ongoing DHS shutdown. Let's get into it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, DHS, or the Department of Homeland Security, has been partially closed since February 14th, making it now the longest government shutdown in American history. Most of the coverage focuses on TSA lines at airports, and while that is a real consequence of the shutdown, I want to talk about the part that nobody's really covering, and that has genuinely serious implications for people right now in North Carolina. It's called CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and if you've never heard of it, that's kind of the point. It does its best work invisibly in the background, keeping the systems you depend on every day from being hacked, ransomed, or shut down. So what does CISA actually do? Think of it as the federal government's IT security team, but for the whole country's critical infrastructure. Water systems, hospitals, local government networks, power grids, elections. CISA deploys advisors to work directly with state and local agencies. It runs vulnerability scans on local government systems, issues threat alerts, runs training exercises with county emergency managers and elections officials, and distributes federal cybersecurity grant money directly to local governments, including smaller counties like the one we're in at Elon. According to North Carolina's Department of Public Safety, the state is set to receive about $2.6 million in federal cybersecurity grants this year, with 80% of that required to pass through to local governments and a quarter of that specifically earmarked for rural communities. That money funds planning, equipment, and cybersecurity training at the county level. When CISA goes dark, all of that stops. And now, CISA has gone very, very dark. When the DHS shutdown began in February, according to reporting from Federal News Network, 60% of CISA employees were immediately furloughed and sent home without pay. The remaining 40% have been holding things together, but they're legally prohibited from doing a lot of their core work, including outreach to state and local partners. And here's the thing, CISA was already weakened before the shutdown. Over the past year, the agency lost roughly 1,000 employees through Trump administration workforce reductions. And just this month, the administration's fiscal year 2027 budget proposed eliminating about 860 more positions and cutting CISA's election security program entirely. So we're talking about an agency that was already running thin, now operating at 40% capacity, and now heading into hurricane season and a midterm election year. Let me make this concrete for North Carolina, because the stakes here are higher than in some other states for a few specific reasons. First, water systems. A 2024 Government Accountability Office report on the 170,000 water systems across the country found that they all face increasingly significant cyber risks. Smaller county water utilities, like the ones serving communities across Alamance County, are among the most vulnerable because they don't have in-house cybersecurity staff. CISA is the safety net, and right now that net has a very large hole in it. Second, healthcare. North Carolina has been hit hard. Last year, Goshen Medical Center, a nonprofit health network with over 35 locations across eastern North Carolina, disclosed that a ransomware attack in February 2025 exposed the data of more than 456,000 patients. And that was before the CISA shutdown. According to Meriplex, a healthcare IT firm, ransomware attacks against hospitals surged 36% in late 2025, with healthcare accounting for nearly a third of all known ransomware incidents globally. Cone Health serves our community, and they're operating in a more dangerous environment with a weaker federal safety net. Third, and this one's arguably the most immediate, elections. The 2026 midterms are this fall, and according to a detailed February 2026 report from the Center for Democracy and Technology, CISA has cut all funding to the Election Infrastructure Information Sharing and Analysis Center, which in 2024 provided roughly 3,700 local election jurisdictions with real-time threat intelligence and incident response support. Alamance County's Board of Elections is now heading into a competitive midterm cycle without the federal cybersecurity backstop that existed for the last several election cycles. Now for the bigger picture. Here's what I keep coming back to. CISA has historically been uncontroversial. It was created with bipartisan support. Its mission, keeping local governments and critical infrastructure secure, is about as nonpartisan as it gets. And yet, it's caught in the crossfire of a shutdown that isn't really about it at all. So the next time you hear about the DHS shutdown and you think that's an airport problem, Remember CISA. Remember that somewhere in Alamance County, there's a water treatment plant running software that nobody's scanned for vulnerabilities in months. There's a county elections office that used to get a call from a federal cybersecurity advisor now and then, and now doesn't. And there's a hospital IT team that used to have a federal hotline and now has a lot less backup. These are not abstract threats. They're the quiet, invisible infrastructure of safety. And right now, the people responsible for protecting it are largely sitting at home waiting for Congress to figure out a funding deal. This has been Politics in Practice. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Thank you for watching.